Good morning, student. Today will be new topic of this chapter number 4, business services. I have been teaching this chapter, and today I have new topic is insurance services. So first we have to know about what is insurance services, how it will work. Students, insurance is a contract between the insurer and insured, in which insurer agrees to make good the loss of insured on happening of an event in consideration of a regular payment called premium. This agreement or contract is in writing and is known as insurance policy. The important terms used in insurance contract are important terms used in contract are: first is insurer. Is the individual or firm known as insurance company, which agrees to compensate the loss of insured. It means one who agree to take the risk of your life or of your goods is called insurer. Second point will be insured. Insured is the individual or firms who gets compensation of loss. Insured pays regular amount of premium. Third point is happening of the event. Happening of the event. It refers to the subject matter of policy or the kind of losses covered under the policy. For example, in fire insurance, the loss is compensated by only it if it is due to fire. Fourth point is premium. It refers to an amount paid quarterly, half yearly, yearly, or annually by the insured to insurer for getting compensation at the time of loss. So, this is the important terms used in insurance services: insurer, insured, happening of the event, and premium. Now I am explaining about principle principles of insurance. Principles of insurance. First principle is principle of utmost good faith. Principles of utmost good faith. According to this principle, insurance is a contract besides on faith. The insured and insurer must disclose all the material facts to each other, and both the parties should not hide any fact related to insurance policy from each other. If the insured hides any material fact from the insurance company and later on the insurer comes to know about it, then he can refuse to pay compensation. Failure to make disclosure of material fact by the insured makes the contract of insurance voidable at the discretion of the insurance. For example, if a person has taken a life insurance policy by hiding the fact that he is a heart patient, and later on, or if the insured dies of a heart attack, then the insurance company can refuse to pay the compensation because a material fact was hidden by the insured. Similarly, if a factory owner takes a fire insurance policy hiding the fact that the electricity board has issued him a statutory warning letter to get his factory's wiring changed, and later on, if the factory catches fire due to short circuit of wiring, then the insurance company can refuse to pay the compensation because insured has hidden the fact of statutory warning from the insurance company. Second point is principle of insurable interest. According to this principle, The insured must have an insurable interest in the subject matter of insurance policy. Without interest, taking an insurance policy is a gamble and fraudulent activity, and law does not permit it. In case of life insurance, the insurable interest comes with the relation of insured with the person taking insurance policy. For example, a person can take life insurance policy for his spouse or for his her children, but she cannot take insurance policy for a stranger. In case of fire insurance, the insured must suffer a financial loss if the subject matter is damaged to prove the interest, or he must be the owner of the subject matter. For example, if a person has taken loan against the security of a factory premises, then the lender can take fire insurance policy of that factory without being the owner of the factory, because he has financial interest in the factory premises. In the case of life insurance policy, the interest must be present at the time of taking the policy. In case of fire insurance, the insurable interest must be present at the time of taking the policy as well as at the time of loss of subject matter. In all types of insurance, including marine insurance, insurable interest must be present at the time of loss of the subject matter. Next point, third, principle of indemnity. Students, according to this principle, insurance is not a contract of making profit. The purpose of insurance is to bring back the insured in the same financial position as he was before the loss. For example, a person insured his factory for rupees 2 lakh against fire. Due to fire, he suffered a loss of 1 lakh. Then the insurance company will compensate him rupees 1 lakh only, and not the policy amount, that is rupees 2 lakh, because the purpose of insurance is to compensate for loss and not for earning profit. Therefore, the principle of indemnity is not applicable on life insurance policy, because one cannot estimate the loss due to the death of a person. Point 4. Principle of contribution. The principle of contribution is corollary of the principle of indemnity. According to this principle, if a person has taken more than one insurance policy for the same subject matter, then all the insurers will contribute the amount of loss and compensate him for the actual amount of loss separately. He can not claim total loss from each insurer. The insurer contributes to the total loss in proportion to the amount assured by each. For example, a person gets his house insured against for 1 lakh. Suppose a person gets his house insured against fire for 1 lakh with insurer A and 4 rupees. Insurer A, name is A suppose, and for 50,000 rupees, 50,000 with insurer B. A loss of 75,000 occur, then A is liable to pay 50,000 and B is liable to pay 25,000 only. The formula used to determine the compensation amount is sum of insured with a particular insurance into actual loss divided by total sum insured. So compensation from A will be 1 lakh divided by total 1,50,000 into 75,000. It will be 50,000. It will be 50,000. Same in case of B. 50,000 divided by 1,50,000 into 50,000, and it will be 25,000. 75,000. So it will be 25,000. Then both the company including compensate his loss 75,000. Now this principle of contribution is not applicable in life insurance policy. It will include in case of loss by fire and in case of other policy except life insurance policy. This principle will apply. Now, fifth point is principle of subrogation. According to this principle, after paying the compensation, the insurer steps into the shoes of the insured. In other words, when the insured is compensated for the loss or damage of the property insured by her him, the right of ownership of such property passes on to the insurer. This is also a corollary to principle of indemnity, because once the compensation is given, later on if insured realize some money by sale of damaged property, that will bring profit for him, and insurance is not a contract of making profit. For example of subrogation principle, if a person has taken fire insurance policy for his factory due to fire, he suffered a loss of 1 lakh and he gets the compensation for the same. Later on, half burnt goods were sold rupees 10,000. Then these 10,000 will be kept by insurance company and not by insured, because insured has already get full compensation for the loss. So this is subrogation principle. Now sixth point is principle of causa proxima. CAUSA, causa proxima. According to this principle, the cause or reason for the loss must be related to the subject matter of the insurance contract. If loss is due to some other cause, then the insurer can deny to pay the compensation. For example, if a person has taken marine insurance policy for sending the wheat bag, and on the way, if a rat spoiled the wheat, then no compensation will be given, because under marine insurance, the cause of loss should be sea perils and not the rat. On the other hand, if the rat makes a hole in the ship through which water enters and spoils the wheat bag, then compensation will be given, because the loss of wheat is due to seawater. Next principle, mitigation of loss. Principle of mitigation of loss. According to this principle, the insured must take care of his property of subject matter of insurance in the same way as he would take care without taking the insurance policy. The insured should be not become careless of his property after taking insurance policy. It is the duty of the insured to make a reasonable effort and take all available precautions to save the insured property. For example, if a person has taken fire insurance policy for his house, and when fire breaks out, he should take all the measures to stop the fire and minimize the loss, rather than watching the fire, because he will get compensation from insurance company. So, student, now all above principle explain the important point related to insurance policy. Now, one more thing is insurance and assurance. Generally, the term insurance and assurance are considered the same thing, but these two are not synonymous. These two are different in meaning. Assurance refers to a contract in which the sum assured is bound to be paid sooner or later. In case of insurance, the sum assured is paid only when insured suffers a peculiar loss. For example, in case of fire insurance, the compensation is given to the insured only when he suffers a loss due to fire. The contract of life insurance is a contract of assurance because in this contract the insurer is bound to pay the compensation either at the death of the insured or on expiry of time period of policy is whichever comes earlier. The term insurance is used when the risk is uncertain, as fire may break out and it may not also. In assurance, the risk is certain, as a person has to die sooner or later. In other words, the term insurance is used where compensation is guaranteed to be paid only on happening of an event, whereas in assurance the payment of compensation is certain. I try to differentiate insurance and assurance. For example, insurance means marine insurance, marine insurance, fire insurance, etc. comes under the word insurance. Fire insurance, marine insurance comes under the word insurance, but life insurance comes under the word assurance. In other words, insurance, the compensation is paid only on happening of an event. In assurance, the compensation is paid whether the event happens or not. Third point, the term insurance is used when risk is uncertain, it may or may not happen, but in case of assurance, when risk is certain and it is bound to happen. So these are some difference between insurance and assurance. Now student, I will meet you in next video with some new topic of this chapter related to insurance only. Thank you very much.